Okay, so as I said in my last video, Brady is not happy. It's pretty obvious. I don't think I'm saying anything other people don't know. It showed all year, off the field stuff, who knows what exactly everything, but it is what it is. And, Bowles now has fired the offensive coordinator, so he's kind of going to decide his vision for an offense and act accordingly. And whether Brady's coming back or not is still in question. I want to go to the field where you can actually get true evidence. You can't really know what Brady's exactly thinking. You can't know what's happening in his personal life. Most of us do not know him personally, so it's difficult. You can go onto the field. You can break down things on the field. So I'm going to first, why am I showing Dallas? Because this is PS offense. It's more of what I would call a spread power. It's something Wisconsin did and other teams were doing as they were transitioning into a PS Pro style. So their route was like basically the power, but they were spreading off of that. And so this is kind of a power set, though you do have two wide guys. But Dallas was even using a 1-3 personnel, which is 3 tight ends. They were using the power I with a tight end in the fullback position. It was interesting what they were doing, but they were spreading all around from that set. It had a lot of Gilman-esque flair to it, as I like to call it, but it was definitely done with a style that's Kellen Moore's, which comes from Boise State, and I'd have to explain that in another podcast. They also put the lineman, who's usually the left guard, McGovern, back here. And later, Peters got hurt at left tackle. They moved the guard over to tackle, and he had to go back to left guard. But they were trying to use him in the backfield, which I thought was interesting. And at one point later, they use him in the fullback. Why am I showing all this? And this isn't about whether you like Kellen Moore or not, or whether Dallas's offense was good or not. It's about this is what the NFL is doing. It's trying to progress in its way to a more power spread, more aggressive variety, a little more variety than the old, we run a West Coast offense spread, or we run a pro West Coast offense, or a West Coast offense power West Coast offense like Shanahan did back in the day. Not Kyle Shanahan, but his dad. So, yeah, no, stuff has to advance, and there's a reason I'm trying to tell you that, because I think that's what the offensive coordinator for Tampa was trying to do. He was trying to advance the offense, whether people agree or not, or like what he was trying to do. And if you say, well, you have to go in line with what Brady wants. Okay, I won't argue that. Arians did that more, definitely. So that's what I want to analyze. I want to analyze it from the field, not just random opinions. And we will knock off that. And then we will go into the first play I want to show. So there comes Brady on the field. This is his first offensive set. And actually it's not, yeah, I think this is still his early set. Interesting. And I had shown the play earlier in my last video when the first play, that was just a horrible counter and they didn't even execute on that. And then this is how tricky these coverages can be now. This is why you have to advance and evolve the offense into more power spread, because the defenses are doing things. Now, this isn't even that tricky, but it's a zone match, and it's not really a matchup zone. There is a slight difference. The zone match, you could actually take your guy and follow him out of your zone. In a matchup zone, you stay right in the zone still. Usually in the zone match, you'll pass off the guy as well, but it's debatable, and you can give your players freedom. And then in man match, you definitely lock on to the guy after the pattern distribution and stay on the guy. This looks like a zone match. We have this guy going out. Brady starts to pump out to this receiver right here. Okay. And you can see this guy's biting on it. See? But he's really in zone match. Brady pulls it back because he's coming in for that. So Brady figures he's coming in. This is man on man. He's going to hit 13. Wait a minute. Whoops. It's a zone match. See, these matches can be tricky. Now, again, you want to argue me and stuff, we can talk to Brady or we can't. If we can't talk to Brady, okay, we'll never know exactly for sure. We can't talk to Bowles. We can't talk to the offensive coordinator. I'm seeing that Brady pulled it back because this guy looked like this guy was jumping it. But that wasn't what the case was. Now, he might have had the option if he wanted to leave his assignment. But his assignment was zone match. Stay around here. But he probably had the option, but it was a nice play by that cornerback. And he's their best guy, Diggs. I'm going to jump it. No, I'm not. I'm staying in my zone match. Whoops. And then Brady. And of course, you saw the rush on Brady. So pump. Nope. Okay. So that's why this is not 2005 or 2000. See it again there. Okay. So now here's another thing. That's just a little subtle thing that it makes it more difficult. And before you say, well, that looked easy to me, unless you're an NFL quarterback and you're on the field and you're dealing with these defenses, it's hard to make that judgment call. Now, I'm going to go to, and again, I could show so many pictures, and I did it last video of Brady in his face, and he just isn't into it. But anyway, package. This is a package play. This is coming from right from college. I remember when Tom Herman started using this a lot at Ohio State with Urban Meyer. And I was like, oh man, Tom Herman made this up. But then I studied it, and no, Tom Herman didn't make it up. It was already created. But package play is like you can have a screen pass here and then a wheel route where this guy goes down the sideline or he pulls up and then sticks here. And this one, the guy pulls up, sticks here, and this guy's here for the screen. What I want you to see is how Brady doesn't even use the concept. He uses what I would call a pro spread, the normal spread he was used to at New England. Just, you know where to go pre-snap. He's trying to decipher the defenses. The reason why the package play or any option plays are awesome. It's an option play, really. I can get it out here or I can go down here. And the reason for anything with an option is when these defenses are pulling their little tricks, even like pre-snap, they move guys, or post-snap, not here, they're not, but they can. With the option, you let the defense show their hand, and then you are the one in control. Now the defenses have to be aggressive today, and they are. So options are fantastic. That's a power spread concept. Brady's not even using it. He's just going pre-snap where I'm going to go with the ball. He's not even looking over here. He's looking down here. Now it works. He almost is in trouble. A quarterback who isn't as good, because I think Brady for a second looked over here. We'll see it from another view. And he was able to squeeze that ball in. But that wasn't the concept. He just blew off the power spread concept. He blew it off. He's just going spread. I'm not blaming anyone here, by the way. I'm actually not blaming the coordinator, nor am I blaming Brady. I'm just showing you the facts. There's the guy. There's Brady. He's looking middle of the field closed. That's what that means. MOFC. Okay? Then, yeah, I thought he looked over here for a second. But it doesn't even look like it. It looks like he was just holding the safety in the middle of the field more. Yeah. Yeah. He's just good. He's really good still. He really has an arm. He can read defenses. It's just defenses are trickier now, and he was able to pull that off. But my point was he blew off the spread concept, So now we move on. Okay. Right. Yep. So this is one of the few times, and Dallas did this a couple times, and it worked pretty well. They go into a man. They're going man. In fact, is there even a deep safety here? Yeah, they're man. See him crossing there? Now, they could pull out a man on that, but it's off man, and Brady beats it. That's a pre-snap look. Yep, they had a deep safety. It's man-free. Okay? And Brady's able to do this. He can do this all day long. He did it for New England, and he can do it now. He did it for Tampa Bay. Yeah, not a pro. He doesn't even look in anywhere else. He's a master at this. If this was the 2000s or even 2010s, he could do this all day. Later in the game, when it's a big lead, Dallas went into zone match and just played that over and over without much variety, and Brady was just beating it. So I just wanted to show that. Gonna go here. And another package. So this is another package play, a little different. You can pump it out to a screen here. He pumped it right there. These two guys are the ones going down the seams and on the outside. He pumps it here, and because of the coverage he saw, he thought he had this one. So now Brady is into this, but he's not into it because it's the power spread concept. He's into it because pre-snap he saw the way they were lined up, and it looked like man, that he could get this, but they weren't in man. So there, oops, and he almost spit. He almost did it because Brady's so good. He pumped real good, and then this guy fell, looks like, but he gets back up, and they also had coverage deep. So Brady has nowhere to go. He looks deep. See what he's looking? Now he's doing his thing. Nobody. Now he starts to run. Look at this. He's turned into a power spread quarterback here. Option play. Look at this. Speed option. Pitch it out. We got it. See, Brady can do it. Now I'm laughing because I'm not saying Brady should turn into an option guy or a power spread runner. He's not Prescott, or he's not even and nowhere close to a guy like Hurts. So well, nobody's saying that. He can improv though. But here, look, see, Bland was backing up, but Brady wasn't even looking at that. He had already decided pre-snap that he's pumping and he should get these guys. Now they bit a bit, but there was a safety back there too. Now he can't do it, okay? Let me see if I can, yeah, I could. So you can see, here's the safeties. And just because it's two safety doesn't mean they're going to go cover two. And they can go man underneath. So he's thinking all these different things. And whatever he saw pre-snap, he thought this was it. But nope, the safeties didn't come up. It wasn't man match. They do a lot of matching. And this time they did more of a, instead of a man match, probably a zone match, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And so Brady was sort of fooled again by the defense just a bit. But regardless, if you can argue me all day on that, maybe I'm wrong. I don't care. The point is, you got to stick, you know, Leftwich was trying to add these concepts in. He was doing it even with Arians. You can read my posts going back to the Super Bowl. He was doing it back then too with Arians and what Brady had brought to the table. But now it was his offense and he was really adding it. And this is about the best we got of it right there, which isn't that great really. It was just an improv kind of situation. So again, moving on. I think this is where we're going to get into the RPOs, another power spread concept. Not RO, not a read option. And that's not about Brady running, and not an RTO where he has the option to run or pass. Not that. An RPO, just an option to hand it to the running back or pass it. This is near the end zone. Okay, here we go. Yep, 2 in a row that are RPO fails. This first one, he doesn't even carry out any of the RPO. Watch the line. Just to let you know, in case you want to argue me, this is not an RPO. You watch the line. Any run blocking going on? Absolutely. That's run blocking. Look how far down they are, okay? I don't know if you guys watched that or you watched the ball, but I was trying to show you the line right there. Now, here's the running back, okay? Watch him try to go for the ball. If this is, you might be giving it to me, right? Brady is totally ignoring it. Totally ignoring it. Okay? He's already decided pre-snap how he's going to work this because they look aggressive. They're going to match up man or man match. So we're going to flip it out to the pop pass. This was developed by Art Briles and everybody started using it. You do a little give to the running back or you pop it out to the, but it's an option. He's not using that. He's not pulling up the linebackers with the fake. Or with anything, with the mesh. It's called a mesh in the option. You stick it in the belly and you hold it there. And if these guys stay back, look, there's room, there's some room, you can run this. You can get up in there. There'll be a couple of yards to get there, a few yards, all right? It was debatable. They weren't totally bailing out, but they weren't totally coming up either. And then look what's happening here. This guy's leaning in this direction. Look at that. This really wasn't 3-on-2 over here. You got this guy coming over here. You got this guy looking for that too. See that? See, you needed to hold that in the belly and then let him take it on that play. And this guy's going to block it. Parsons, I think, yeah. And Brady's, look how enthusiastic Brady is about the whole thing. He's not into this stuff. He's not, this isn't how he made his living. Now we're going to show the interception in the end zone. It's frustrating. I'll be honest, I'm huffing and sighing. I don't know Brady. I'm not a Tampa Bay fan or anything. I have issues in personal life with people that see it one way and do it one way. And it's the most frustrating thing. People who think they know more than everybody else is probably the most, and I'm not saying that's Brady at all. I don't know Brady. I have no idea about him. I actually think he's not a know-it-all, and I think he'll figure this all out in the end of the day. And he's willing to probably try some things, but this just wasn't working. And I'm not blaming it. Leftwich could go off and be a good offensive coordinator. Brady can go off and have another couple good years, or he could retire. I don't know what's going to happen. But no, there's no blame to be had in my mind. It's just, it wasn't working. And I think even Bowles can't be blamed. Look, he was handed the keys to this car, and it was rolling down the wrong way already. So now he has a chance. He's going to redo the offense, figure this all out, try to get everybody on the same page. And he may not have much more than a year to do it, but we'll see. Now here's the interception in the end zone. We're going to do an RPO here. Now he's actually doing the fake. But again, he's not even watching. I don't mean to laugh, but he's just so much not a power spread quarterback. He's used to the spread pass or the pro spread, either one, whatever you want to call it. His spread pass is a little different. His is more, I would almost say that Peyton Manning in the day was doing a pro spread, very much Gilman-esque under Tom Moore. This is more of a spread pass that Brady was doing, but this is neither right now. This is power spread. He's not watching the linebackers, so he flips around. He's already decided pre-snap, but he at least tried to carry out a fake, but these guys didn't buy it because he wasn't meshing it. It wasn't an option. And in fact, if he held that mesh, no, it's not so good here. Guys are breaking in there a little bit, but look, there's some run. He can squeeze it up in there a little bit. I mean, because the problem is these guys are backing out. He's looking for the slant. He goes to pump. These guys are in the way. He pulls it back. Now he's getting a strong rush. He tries to throw it out of the end zone. I don't know why he couldn't get this out of the end zone, but he couldn't. Curse intercepts. Kind of cool stuff. This was a man match, by the way. This was a man match, which Brady was probably seeing that again. 2 in a row that he pre-read it, pre-snap. That's why he's looking up there. Like, what did I do? He read it pre-snap, but man match is a little different than just pure man or press, okay? You can back out of that. That's what the linebackers did there. It might have even been zone match. Actually, this might have been zone match, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. Yeah, this might have been, I think it was zone match because watch. Yeah, that's right. That's what got Brady. He thought it was more aggressive, and it wasn't. And these guys backed out. And watch Curse. He's going to go in where he's supposed to go, but now assignment's going to change. Next thing, that's the pattern distribution. I change my assignment. I back up. I'm going to back up into to cover, and that's the zone area. Boom, middle of field, whatever. Okay. I don't know. Honestly, I'm not sure that was exactly man or zone. I don't want to get into it. It doesn't really matter. So what I mean is man match or zone match. 35. They're tricky to even understand that. That's why a lot of this I just say match. It's good enough, man. Match is what the main idea is. Matching the pattern. Okay, whether it's out of your zone or out of the man concept. For the players, it's important, not for my purposes, is what I'm saying. Okay, this is Prescott. Okay, look how comfortable he is in the offense. I mean, we're going to change the play? No, he didn't. I missed that part. Does he change it here? Yeah, here he is. And we've seen Brady do this. But Brady isn't excited. I mean, the energy. I don't know if you guys can see this. The energy Prescott has, and you can complain, oh, Prescott stinks. I don't know, whatever everybody wants to say out there is fine. But I'm saying his energy is better at this moment in this film that I'm watching. And he's in line and aligned with the offensive coordinator's vision for the offense. And, of course, he's going to carry his fake out. He's not keeping the ball. He's handing it off, and he starts to carry it out a bit because he's a runner, and you have to respect it, see? You've got to respect it. Now we've got a little bit of a holes down there, see? This is real simple power spread 101. I'm not even trying to get too detailed here. I'm just trying to show you a little something or other here. Wait. Yeah, that's the pass. Where's the scramble? Yep. So I just want to show you this, too. This is something Brady's not going to ever be good at, especially now. The scramble. And this isn't even that great, but he squeezes out of there. I don't think Brady would have. Now, there was nowhere to really go, but at least he got a couple. So this all makes, this is all part of what I'm just showing you. He fits the system, right? You've got to fit Brady, right? You have to fit him. I get that. But there has to be an agreement upon what we're doing. So let's see what Bowles comes up with. But he knows that. I don't have to tell him. He knows what he has to. He has to get Tom on the same page if Tom comes back. And Tom may be just waiting. I wonder if he's waiting to see what Bowles' vision is and who he's going to get. Just wondering. I don't know. Or maybe it's nothing to do with this and it's all about how Tom feels. It could be. I don't know. Or it's a combination. I mean, I would guess it's a combination of both, but all right. Oh, this is just Tom being flat again. I mean, you see him walking out there. Come over here. And he didn't, I mean, and then, I mean, it's just the energy is so bad. Just even watching Prescott there for a second. All right. And then we have a little, is this where he gets mad? No. Fournette's playing hard, but he screwed up real bad on this one, and I almost felt bad for him. And Tom, and in fact, Tom finally loses it. So I want to show you the difference between a flat Tom Brady, in case you guys don't remember, and the fired up Tom Brady. Here we go. Because even though I keep talking about the scheme that may be contributing to his bad morale, it's all about that. Okay, here we go. That guy was open. Tom threw a bad pass. Why? Look at him. Look at him. Now that's the Tom Brady. That's the Tom. Let's get this roll. This is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. And it is. Their whole year was bullshit. Their offense was bullshit. You think Tom's happy about that? He's sick of it. Now watch. Why is he mad? Watch Fournette. Watch this block. That's horrible. That guy, Brady hits that guy. They look like they went into either they might have went into a standard zone there. Mixing in a zone's okay, but look how easier it is to get in the zone. Well, no, that's still a match. You still had a linebacker roboting this guy down the field. Yep. So it's still sort of a match, but they were loose on it. It might be a matchup zone. It's probably a matchup zone. But the bottom line, who gives a crap what it's called? This has got to be made, this block. That's the bigger picture here. And there was execution issues. I'm going to show it on defense. But anyway. But that's the Brady you need. He has a right to be angry and upset. 59-50. Get up to the next thing here. All right, so this one we're going to watch announcers talk. Oh, this is just a 2-minute. This is just bad. Look at this, Pat. I mean, just showing you misaligned stuff. I mean, look, what the running back, that's the young kid, White, or whatever his name, I forget. But yeah, he's just like, I mean, I'm not trying to, I don't care whose fault that is. It's just bad. You know, obviously Tom's like, what the heck are you doing? Tom's disgusted. Okay. And I might be using strong words that they will not use in an interview, understandably. But I'd have a hard time believing Tom's not disgusted. He's a winner, man. How many Super Bowls has he won? This year has to have disgusted him. They had the talent, you know. Look at this. Unbelievable. He's expecting him to flatten out, but he was so wide open with a big zone going on there. That's just a zone because it's the end of the half. So I don't even know why Tom was, I mean, just so disconnected. That goes beyond scheme. That's just, the whole thing's breaking down. But again, I'll get back to scheme now. I want to get back again to some of what and it would be a shame that I'm not getting enough viewership because of the professionalism of this. And I do apologize for that. I'm irritated by it. I'm going to work on that. But because this is good stuff. I mean, it really is stuff that I think we've got it now. Yeah, this is the play. So this is, I'm going to show you how, again, Tom's reading pre-snap, as he always does. He's looking pre-snap, and I think he's deciding what he wants to do. Whoops. Again, what is this? What kind of coverage is this? That's not just zone. You're going to get, I think there's 2 safeties. And I think even Aikman at this point said, that's too high, yeah, middle of the field open, whatever you want to call it. But this is not cover 2. He didn't say cover 2, but it is not just a cover. In fact, it's quarters. Yeah, this is a quarters coverage. Yeah, looks like it's quarter. Or it might be 2 match. I can't remember. Did I have it written down? I mean, it's tricky to see from on film to understand what they're doing. Yeah, I didn't have it written down. But as we watch this guy, Gage, okay, come across here, Tom thought he was going to sit right here. In a regular zone, he would, okay? If it's zone match, which I think that's what it is, or quarters or a 2 match, I don't know what, but some sort of zone match or man match even, this guy's going to come up on him anyway. But because that guy was late, Tom ended up being right anyway. But Gage was right initially, thinking this guy was going to come up and he was going to dart inside. Didn't work out that way because that guy, 26, was a little late, and that's why he's shaking his head a bit. He was late. And so Tom ended up being right. Tom's intuition, you want to say? I don't know what you want to say, but it's all off the page because these defenses are tricky. They're sitting there like this. This could be a quarters with a man match, a quarters with a zone match. Could be a quarters with a well, it's not press, you can tell that, but it could be off man coverage. They're probably not going to go cover 4. Almost no one does that. So not a true cover 4. So total screw up. But again, tricky. Not even that tricky on the defense. Only tricky because Brady and his guys aren't on the same page. But this is not the kind of defenses Brady was seeing in his heyday. These are much more complicated, and I have no idea if I would be getting through to anyone on this. But I know the NFL guys know that the defenses are tricky now. And I'm not saying Tom can't do it, but he has to be happy in an offense, and that's for sure. And it can't be the offense he ran in New England. It's not going to do that, and it's not going to be good enough. Oh, this is the one where Evan, a little bit of Tom was trying to find Evan. Oh, that's just an. Oh no, that was something. Oh, that was a different one. Okay, never mind. Yeah, this ended up going into, again, what are they in right here? This ended up being a man. Yeah. I think they flipped into one of the, they didn't do this a lot, but I think they flipped into man under. No. No, I'm wrong. No, it looks like more like a man match. You do have this guy pressing down here. Yeah, this is a man match. So in this, again, on regular man, this guy Evan might have just popped it down here, and that's what Brady's hoping. Something. I mean, but again, you know, these guys are deciding on the move, and there might even be some option route going on. But the point is, it's on the move, and if he has an option route here to cut it, or to drop it here, or to continue down here, you know, again, one man, if Tom's seeing a man kind of thing situation, and Evan's seeing a zone, it's going to make, and you might say, well, that guy's on a man. Yeah, but I mean zone deep. It does look, these guys are definitely in the zone. But like I said, I think it's a zone match, or a man match. Even if these guys are in the zone, actually that might have been a zone match, because the way those safeties were playing was more like a zone match. It's good stuff. I mean, Quinn has definitely coached these guys up to play his defenses really well. But again, just totally not together, not in sync here. And it's not just because they're not in sync. The defenses are tricky, and there has to be a solid plan and solid understanding. And you have to buy into it. You have to buy into what Leftwich is selling, and they're not buying in. So Bowles not only has to replace his offensive guy, he has to get a guy that buys into Bowles' vision and then gets his players to buy into his offense. All right, here we go. So this is what I have. Oh, this could be a 2-match. It's either a 2-zone match or 2-man match. But again, I don't want to get too wrapped up on these little details. Scrambling around. And just a lethargy by Brady. And sometimes when you're fooled a little bit, because I think Brady was fooled a little bit here in the coverage from pre-snap. I think they probably were looking more zonish and they went into man match. Or it could just be zone match. Maybe he thought they were going man and they went into zone match. Whatever it is, yeah, because I think, yep. The inside linebacker looked like maybe he'd have him, and then he came off of that, and the cornerback still had him. That's why he pumped for a second. Maybe he got fooled. But the point is, boy, wouldn't it be nice if he could scramble? If he was a runner. That's where the legs help so much. Like for Prescott. Prescott gets fooled more than Brady. I'm going to tell you that. But it doesn't matter. He can move it. You can use his legs, and it helps a lot. And then this is definitely just a lethargy. Wow. The breathing, the sigh, just bad. Okay. And then this, they jump into man, if I'm correct. Oh, no, this is I call it a Tampa rat. Yeah, you can see it from a better view. Here we go. So this guy is going to run down, rat in the hole. Not a full Tampa 2, but these guys are the 2 open, middle field open, but not with this guy running into the hole. So Brady thinks, oh, this guy's running in the hole. He can see all that. But this stuff's going to be man, right? But not exactly. It was a zone match more, or even a gap. I actually think this was more of a gap. You can do that too. You can do zone gaps. So this guy was manning the gap. He had the flexibility and the freedom from Quinn, the defensive coordinator, to man the gap if he wanted to, and he did right there. And Brady didn't expect that. Evans. Yeah. Another disconnect with Evans. Okay, so in this one, it was middle of the field open, right? 2 safeties. It moves into a cover 3, middle of the field closed. Okay? So this is one. Quinn didn't do this a lot. There's teams that do it a lot more. He stays pretty steady pre-snap, but in this one, he moved out of it. You can see it right here. This guy moved down into a third. So they got 2 safeties high. All right. Whoop. Okay, there it is. 2 safeties high. This safety is going to move down to a third. This guy will go middle third, and this cornerback's out in a third. So there you go. That's cover 3. It's going to go from middle field open to middle field closed. And that changes the way Evans is seeing things. It was man underneath from what I can tell. Just straight man underneath. Quinn tries really hard to keep his stuff simple, which is easy for his players, but still deceiving the offense. So this guy's man on man. That's Evans. And in middle of the field open, Evans makes the right move here, but he sees that. Look at him looking right here. He sees the safety in the middle and says, I'm going to pop back out. Brady was already throwing in here. See, there's the ball. And then I know Aikman said, I don't understand it. These 2 veteran guys, right? Yeah. Defenses are tricky, man. They've got to work it out. So now I love it. Brady's going no huddle, and they start doing that finally, and it definitely helped. At the end of the game, of course, Cowboys were into playing with garbage time. But here he is, no huddle. Parsons another block. And here we go. And here it's funny. This is what happens in no huddle sometimes when you're hurrying up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, 1. Oh, I'm missing a guy here. Wait, there's 10 guys. Yeah, I'm missing 1 guy back here we can't see. But there's 10 guys on the field. They're missing a guy. And where does that show up at? They're in their zone match. There's nobody underneath. So that can happen. They didn't call that out in the telecast. They didn't see that. Now they're racing again, and they're getting that guy back on the field. What the hell? Get it! We need 11 guys. Get out there. All right, here we go. There's Aikman drawing his umbrella. This isn't even an umbrella coverage. I mean, the cover shells can be like an umbrella, but this, when you do match stuff, it moves out of the umbrella and towards man-to-man, so it's sort of not umbrella. It's not the true umbrella zone, but Aikman didn't have to play against this stuff. Bromo didn't have to play against this kind of stuff. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Tom got it there. We showing that? No, I don't know why. Yeah. Oh, this was quarters. Yeah, these guys were in quarters. He threw a tad late, but he beat it. See, when you just went into quarters there, it was press coverage on the bottom of the quarters. The safeties are coming up this guy is a little bit off, and the other one was a little bit late. Just a tad. Tom threw it behind him just a bit. He was actually a tiny bit late, but he still got it. There's the press. And then you have quarters over here, as Aikman was showing. I mean, he wasn't calling it quarters, but that's what it was. It wasn't a 2 deep. Yeah, there's the other guy right there. Okay. And then this guy's you can do quarters and you can press one or both of the corners. Okay. So, good job by Brady there. Oh, yeah. So this is interesting. This is where you see some success, and I just want to show you. When they go into even just a standard quarters look, and they don't mix it enough, and if you go into standard man, check this out. See that? See Diggs waving his hands? Blah, 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 blah. Yep, we're going man. He mans up. Off man, but he mans up. This is easy for Tom. He sees this right away. Easy, easy, easy peasy. I go that crosser, we got it. That's how it was. That's what they did back in the day. And that would make it easy. Quinn would do that stuff. Pete Carroll, you know, but they're not doing that. Well, they would do different things. They would do a lot of cover 1, cover 3 different. But anyway, but they still didn't, not like today, not all this matching stuff. All right, and then they go into a matchup zone, which is a little bit, back in the day, a matchup zone was a nice thing to do, but again, you can mix it in, but you got to be careful. Yeah. Yeah, here it is. Oh, great, great. So this is the touchdown to Julio Jones. So this guy is a rat. He's going to race back in the hole. He's going to have 2 safeties here. Okay, they're going verticals. Aikman's showing. Okay, actually going verticals all the way across. Okay, there he goes, rat in the hole. All right, he's got to watch this over here, this safety. Because he's in the hole, the safety really has the seam guy. All of a sudden, it's one-on-one everywhere. And obviously, they're doing, you know, rat in the hole with man coverage across the board. If it's man match, it doesn't matter. On verticals, it just turns into man, basically. Oh, yeah, it could be zone match right there, or man match. It's probably man match, whatever. But anyway, so Tom's obviously able to hold the safety with the rat. I mean, with the slot guy, seam guy. There he is, holding the safety. Boom. Tom could do this all day in his sleep. Perfect pass. Perfect pass. Great catch. Julio Jones can still do a little bit here. Okay. So, again, you know, I'm just trying to show, too, that Tom still has his stuff, man. He can still do it. He just has to have the right system, and he has to believe in the system. But it can't be over and over the same old stuff he did before. They've got to evolve it. He has to evolve and be okay with it. Oh, yeah. Here we go. This is my last thing. All righty. Yeah. All right. He lacks mobility. We all know this. We have a big diamond bunch over here. They move out of that 3x2. Those guys are not in a man-to-man because they're not following them across, so they're matching up. But they're going to do a man match, I think. Yeah. Brady looks that way. Everybody's 3-on-2 over here. Pops back across. He's matching up, but he still has his eyes on Brady. There was just nowhere to really go, and look right here. He might have not been able to get through that, but yeah, even over here, though he might have been able to. But again, there's just no mobility. There's not even a question that Tom's not running. He's gonna try. He has to force this in somewhere. They play a nice man match. He almost broke open there, but Tom didn't know that. And I can understand why he didn't see that. That was tricky right here. He overran it a bit. Tom didn't know that was happening. And he's getting pressure. I mean, he had to get rid of it, so it's too late. And this linebacker is about to race back. Tom didn't see that. Vanderbosch or whatever. Nice job there in his man match. See? He's got 14, Matt, there. Then he see? Flexibility. I mean, Quinn gives his guys the freedom. I love that. That's tricky to do. You can do it in the NFL easier than you can do it. And look at Diggs. See, Diggs had freedom and he almost blew it. See that? But Tom did. There was just enough pressure. If he didn't have the pressure, or he could scramble a bit more, and maybe boom. That's the thing. All this matching stuff, it doesn't. It works against more of a stationary quarterback. It works against the passing spread. It starts to break down. There's still no solutions for a good running quarterback, a la the Eagles, a la Buffalo, a la Kansas City, a la the Giants. Okay? And on and on and on. The Jaguars. I mean, on and on and on. Even Burrow can move for the Bengals. Okay. This is a 2-zone match. They go back into a 2-zone match. And it's not matchup zone. And I'm going to show you the difference on this. Again, Tom can't move. and then he's done. He's confused because I think he expected what he just had, and now they're moving back. See how he has leverage? He's making leverage. This isn't matchup zone because look how aggressive they're taking their guys. And I don't know if we get a replay of this. No, not a good one. Okay. I forget why I saw this and I said this wasn't. Oh yeah, the way he's following that receiver. They're passing off. See, they're passing this guy off to that guy in the zone. Well, it's not matchup zone. Because I wanted to show someone running out of, if it was matchup zone, he wouldn't have left his zone at all. Matchup zone's very strict that you still stay in your zone, but you match up once the guy's in your zone. And when you see leverage like this, that's some kind of match stuff going on. Bracketing could be going on. Yeah. I don't know what I was seeing to say. I thought I could prove that it wasn't. I can't really prove anything. You can just think what you want. Because this guy is staying around his zone area. But it's not matchup. It's a zone match. It's too aggressive for matchup zone. It's all about aggression. Zone's the most passive. Then matchup zone. Then zone match. Then man match. Then man. Man's the most aggressive. And it's all about, you don't want to be over aggressive. You don't want to be too passive. You don't want to be under aggressive. You want to find the balance. And the only way to do that in today's world where these guys are brilliant at breaking down defenses, they got brilliant quarterbacks, the only way to really do it is mix it up. Maybe this is it. Ah, yeah, this was it. Doggone it, I had the wrong play. I wonder if we get a bigger picture of this. Yep, okay, cool. All right, I will promise more professionalism in the future. All right, let's see. So you see everybody here hooked in. Okay. Now, this guy let this guy go. He passed him off, right? But look at this guy racing out of here. See? And look at this guy. That's it right there. That's going to tell you right there. So guys are passing guys off. So that's not man match. Man match, you're on your man once you've got the pattern distribution. The pattern has been distributed. Now we take the man. All right, no, this is not man match. Okay, so we have a zone. But is it matchup zone or zone match? I let that guy go. That's like zone match. But watch the cornerback back here. He grabs this guy and stays on him. So zone match, matchup zone's easier. Zone match is tricky. Now, I've seen it with the Bills before everybody else, that it was getting, you have to have a lot of communication because you have options. They're going to he's going to let him go, but the cornerback will match him big time. So this safety has to race up on this guy. See, now if the cornerback let him go, the safety takes him and this guy comes up on him. This is zone match. So he stays in his zone. The safety races out of his zone. The cornerback grabs this guy like a man match. Okay. On the other side, yeah, that was easier. That was an easier pattern distribution. This was a little trickier right down here. And in the meantime, Tom's confused because it's a heck of a defensive. It's a nice little scheme. And so what do the commentators look at? Cover 2. Okay. Well, it's not cover 2. What is it? Sort of it's a cover 4, but since it's a match, it's a quarters. Okay, it's basically a quarters. But what kind of match? Zone match, man match? This happens to be a zone match. It goes much further. If you want to say middle of the field open, fine, unless this guy's a rat. No, he's not ratting on this one. Though he may be roboting. If this guy goes straight down the middle, if Fournette went down through the goalpost, he probably robots him. Maybe, maybe not. But it's a match. So, of course, Brady is confused. It would confuse almost any quarterback, this, because the execution's so well. They did a great job over here. And there's some pressure. He's got to scramble. Prescott maybe gets out of that. Hurts definitely gets out of that. Hurts would be totally confused by this. He's an MVP. No, Hurts wouldn't know what that. As soon as he saw this and he saw this grass here, Hurts is gone. Now he's running and possible touchdown. We have no idea. Again, that's what you're dealing with. So you've got to find something for Brady that works, that he's happy with. If he's not happy, just forget it. We've seen that. And it's got to be in the vision that Todd Bowles wants. But I'm going to tell you what, Bowles is smart enough on defense. I hope he's smart enough on offense to know you are never going back to just a regular old passing spread or pro spread. You need power spread, and you need to figure it out. Leftwich was trying to help you do that. And you don't like the way he was doing it, and Tom's sick of him, that's fine. But, you know, you better be careful, because if you say, let's just get someone who's going to run that pure New England stuff from the old days, good luck. Even with Brady, good luck against defenses like this.